You're watching Taste of Victory.
Hey guys, welcome back to Taste of Victory. We got a first place Commandramon deck profile. This was first place at their stacked locals. Peppor, you want to go ahead and introduce this to us?
Sure. I won't lie, it feels a little weird. This deck is actually pretty bare bones, and I would just call it the most functional deck skeleton I've ever played.
Yeah, that's how Commandramon feels like a lot of the time, for sure.
Definitely. First, I'll just present these right here. Pagumon is an amazing little addition to D-Brigade. It has beautiful synergy with the Searching Commandramon that also has a non-deletion effect. And just because you can run through Digi-Eggs pretty quick, I just included Missimon because it just benefits other D-Brigades. And 1k DP boost can mean a little bit. Next up, big surprise. You run all 4 copies of each Commandramon.
Okay.
Every single one is pretty valuable. The blocker one saved me before in a green matchup. The Searching Commandramon is the absolute star of it. 2 cost, never bad. And then the 5k is pretty beefy for a rookie. The nice little additions that I think people actually made fun of me before for saying this is Commandramon support, but Dracomon. In this deck, Dracomon has 31 targets for its effect. It is so easy to go off with, and you can have so little worries about whiffing. It's too easy. It just searches for a Dramon.
Yeah. Nice.
For champions, we have Sealsdramon, just a solid blocker, more D-Brigade to go in trash, give you a little protection. And then we also have Coredramon. Extra draw power, it can come out of security, and it's really not a bad hard play at all.
Yeah.
I think this card is kind of gross for its value.
Oh, definitely. That's a starter deck card. Nice and easy to get.
Oh yeah. Next, 4 copies of Darkdramon. Everyone should know why you play these. If you don't play D-Brigade, this is a really good game ender, and it's not hard to get out for just 3 memory. A little tech I like to do is add in Magnadramon. This card has actually come through for me really hard. It's searchable with Dracomon. And getting a recovery 2 can put a lot of pressure on your opponent if they feel like the game is going to end soon and you kind of turn it around on them. I also personally like to run Omnimon Zwart. It's good to just get some more bodies on the field. The security in this deck can be a little weak, but just having these 2 copies has like saved me a couple of times. Not a lot of things swing over a 15k.
Right.
And it just adds more to your trash. For Tamers, I got Izzy Izumi and Joe Kido, and also just regular Izzy Izumi. Both of these cards are great. Izzy and Joe go really well with any Commandramon dying that might not have died to security already. A little bit more memory. Izzy has great value, being able to play itself possibly for just 3, gaining a memory back. And it's always good to look at the top cards in your deck. Also just straightforward too, just 4 copies, both Iron Fisted Onslaught and Ultimate Flare. Iron Fisted Onslaught, just great removal. Sometimes it can remove multiple targets, which I think is just fantastic. And then Ultimate Flare is really good when you want to take something big down. And in some cases of matches I had, clearing out a lot of small rookies on board.
Oh, yeah. Painful security.
And then last 2 options are just Black Memory Boost. Just more searching. I would almost say it's almost a little overkill, but it's good to get memory back. I would say though that right away, if you felt personally like Black Memory Boost is a little bit of overkill, Parabolic Waste, I think it's called, is really good and has like some good pressure. I think that card slept on a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's Parabolic Junk or something like that. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I think that's the right word.
Right. Yeah, I think it's an underrated card too. Cool. That's awesome. Really interesting text there with the blue cards and Magnadramon. So something I've noticed a lot of D-Brigade players have really turned on Tankdramon. Can you explain like why that is, where people are like getting away from that, even though it's also considered D-Brigade?
So I love Tankdramon, but I think its only issue is that it doesn't at least reveal 3 cards when a Commandramon dies, or I think it's specifically a D-Brigade dies, right?
Yeah.
It having to be a level 5 for that effect is a little rough because it can be hard to set one up, and then it's beautiful when you have a Surging Commandramon go off, it reveals 3, you play a Commandramon, you reveal 2 a tank, play another Commandramon, but a lot of opponents won't let you keep that sort of thing on board. It's pretty easy to kill off. Level 5s especially right now have a tough time surviving. They either get returned to hand or destroyed.
Very true. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Thanks for that. Cool. So do you want to go ahead and walk us through your matchup spread at this tournament?
So my matchups, I was a little surprised because I built this specifically because I had a buddy who I knew was participating, and I was getting sick of 3 Musketeers.
Yeah.
I was playing a deck that had Pile Volk and Ganku, and Alphamon, and I was like, all right, I got this. I'm prepared for everything. I got Mamamon. I got all these things to kind of like play around these other decks. And it just had such a terrible matchup against 3 Musketeers of just outright losing or not being faster than it, that it ended up really hurting me. So I was like, you know what? I'm bringing these dinosaurs back. This is what I needed. So my matchups went. I got into a match with Jesmon. That one was a little scary.
Yeah.
Just because one issue this deck has, and it might even be a reason to tech in a Dark Roar, is that a lot of Sistermons get on board. That's a lot of blockers you can't get past, especially if they already have a level 6 on the board, because it's kind of hard to target those.
Right.
The blocker Sistermons are easy to get rid of with Ultimate Flare, but you can still have the problem with a lot of bodies being on board with Sistermon Seal. Luckily, one problem Jesmon has is a little bit of consistency, trying to fit those Sistermons into their deck. This deck right here is buck wild with consistency. It was actually really hard for me to be under like a 5 hand size, because even things I'd hard play, most of them will still give me like at least a card back into hand, or in the case of Coredramon 2, which really made it easy to see things like my Searching Commandramon. Pretty much like any card I could like play. I think the worst brick I had like 3 Darkdramon in the starting hand, second round against this Jesmon deck, but Coredramon kind of saved me drawing into it next turn. I also faced Gallantmon deck, which sadly just they didn't get the right pieces, and I just kept going into them with multiple dinosaurs. I did get to face my buddy who had a 3 Musketeers deck. I was a little afraid of Groltformer coming out and kind of ruining my board when I tried to set up for lethal one game. Luckily he didn't see it, and Beelstar didn't even really have too many targets once I got Darkdramon out and went into Omnimon Zwart, which is a really safe move against 3 Musketeers.
Nice.
And then I faced like a bit of an odd deck. It was green-blue Rookie Rush, like a little bit of a blast from the past.
Right.
And I think that was actually the only game I was really afraid of losing, because he had a lot of jamming to go in, and while this deck security isn't exactly strong, not even being able to rely on your like level 6s or level 7s to come out and maybe kill something is like real rough. Luckily, I think in the second match, Iron Fist Onslaught came out, killed one of their champions, and I was able to get lethal next turn.
Oh,
So
nice.
overall, surprisingly, this deck actually did really well into Jessamon, Gallantmon, and Three Musketeers.
Nice, yeah, and those are all like Chess and Three Musketeers, like real top meta decks you're gonna have to watch out for. We saw a couple of tops for them at the Bandai Regionals, so that's really cool to hear. It can compete with those.
Yeah, I was pretty happy to see it. I honestly didn't expect to go like undefeated or anything, but hey, it happened.
Yeah, it happens. No, yeah, the list looks solid. A bunch of searching, and you got the cool little text for grind game with Magnadramon. I'll totally can see this putting in work. It's awesome. Glad to hear it went well for you there.
Yeah, I think if I made any changes, I would maybe just keep a one of Magnadramon, put in a Volcanic Dramon, just for the possible like rookie rush removal. Plus, it's still searchable with Dracomon, and maybe just Techman in a Dark Roar.
Yeah, Dark Roar seems like good efficient removal, just to get rid of blockers at least. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's usually what ends up stopping a lot of these decks. You just can't get past that blocker unless you're yellow with that option. I always forget the names, like Crusade or something.
Yeah. Also, in like classic tradition, like black countering black, Mechanorimon can really mess with this deck. Luckily, I didn't see it.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that card shuts down Rookery Cells hard if you don't have the out. Cool. Is there any last thoughts you want to give on this deck to people watching?
I would say if you're having any troubles at locals and you want something that is, I would say, pretty cheap to build, but fun and like pretty decently powerful, like this is a really solid deck. This deck definitely helps me be a little bit of a different player, because I usually overthink my deck list and what I need to add, and like, oh, what if this happens? This deck is very straightforward to build, but like a little bit of technicality to play, I guess.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I can definitely see some technical plays come up. Like get a quick, what do you call it, Darkdramon to go into a quick sword or something. That'd be really cool. You know? Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing this list with us then, Peppor. That was a sick profile. This list is awesome. I definitely want to try this out too, like at locals. Yeah, so thank you for coming on to the channel. Congratulations on your locals top. Hope to see you again on the channel sometime. And if there's anything you want to plug, feel free to.
I got nothing to plug, but thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. Well, that's the deck profile. See you in the next video. And until that next video, remember to stay hungry until you get a taste of victory like Peppor did.